Hey everyone. So sometimes I honestly don't know what to draw, and in those cases, I like to make these swooshy watercolor abstract paintings, and honestly, they're a lot of fun and a good way to practice playing with watercolors. I have my Sakura Koi watercolors out because I really didn't want to deal with my 6-color palette today and just really wanted to play with pre-mixed colors. So I initially wanted to make these 4 rectangles that I could draw in and make interesting drawings in, and these colors would be frames for these individual drawings. So I tried to make some interesting backgrounds by blending colors together. Looking at this, I was seeing that the blue was not mixing well with the green. It was muddier than not the green, but the yellow. And it was muddier than I expected, and I have a feeling it's related to just some of the pigment properties. You'll see me try other forms of blue to see if that mixes better, and it kind of does. But the blend starts getting a bit muddy, so you'll see me just kind of try other things and see what sticks. It's sort of just an expressive type of piece at this point. Moving on to the purple, and I'm being much more deliberate about bringing the color down rather than taking the yellow from before and trying to spread that around, except it's kind of easier said than done. It's really easy to spread your existing pigment but forget to add more pigment. And this just took a while to make a bit even. At some point I also just thought, why not? Let's go with this sort of textured background instead. Add some colors, let it bloom and blend, and maybe it'll look nice. At this point, I wasn't feeling this whole rectangle idea. I might revisit this in another video, but I honestly just wanted to try making some swooshy effects instead. It's something that I like to paint in general when I'm just feeling uncertain about my watercolor art, or I just don't know what to paint. And it's very natural, it feels very expressive, and it lets you explore color. So I decided to kind of jump into that and try out just making these abstract shapes. As I add more swooshes and try to fill those out in the paper, I started just thinking about abstract art in general, and how I think for people who don't practice art, there's this stigma around, oh, anyone can do it. And that's kind of the appeal. I think abstract art is fun because it is accessible and it is an easy way to be expressive with your art mediums and try to create something with it. A lot of the abstract process is really just taking a look at what you're making and adding a few elements here and there, and assessing at every stroke, paint drop, paint spill, whatever it may be, whether it matches the vision that you want it to be. I think there's something really beautiful about that. I encourage people and friends who ask me about how they can get into art to really just make something. Practice swooshes and splotches and get familiar with your mediums and have fun. It's not always about the outcomes and what you create in the end. It's about the journey you took to make the piece, and it might not mean a lot to others, but it has meaning to you. And I think over time, developing this abstract style and making a habit of creating abstract art can lead to more creativity in your life and just being more expressive and loose with your technique. So definitely try it out if you haven't done much abstract practice in your own art practice. So at this point, I'm just trying different strokes and blending different colors out that I feel like I want together. I have hard edges, soft edges that I'm blending out, smaller dashes and lines to accentuate the larger, swooshier lines, and I don't really have a picture of where I want to go. I just kind of keep adding elements, and I'm feeling out how it feels balanced or not balanced, and adding as I go. this point, I felt like I was done with the watercolors and decided to add some pen strokes. I was actually struggling with this particular pen here where ink was not coming out and it was skipping in certain places. I just kind of worked with it, maybe use that as a stylistic choice, but at a certain point I wanted to give up on the pen and decided to use my Lamy Safari instead. That had a better ink flow. So this is my final piece, and I mostly had fun with this and really enjoyed playing with colors and textures. And thanks for joining me in this video. I look forward to seeing you all soon.